Hello internet, so I'm kind of doing a random-ish kind of update video because I don't really have anything specific to film right now, and I'm really bad at book reviews, but right now I'm just gonna kind of throw together all the books that I've read and give you a general overview of how I felt about them. Really quick, I just wanted to say one of our goats had a baby and it's so cute. I'm gonna put in some footage right now so you can see her.
Bluebird, sitting on my windowsill, singing sweetly out into the morning chill. Pouring your heart out like words on a page, and notes float away to the sky. Bluebird, tell me what you're thinking of. Lovely weather, I don't know, could it be love? Shine your feathers, fly up and find her. I really hope you do. There's a song in your heart, there's a spring in your step. While you're sending for the dreams you have that haven't happened yet. Oh, keep on sending those wishes, keep on sending those words. Fly away to places where your little song can be heard. And while you're perched on empty branches, darling, don't lose heart. You're gonna get there, you're gonna find your start.
That was random, sorry, but I just had to tell you because I've posted so many pictures on my social media sites. People are probably getting sick of them, so sorry. So at the beginning of March, I had this huge book read everything type spurt, and I finished Across the Universe by Beth Revis. And this is a book that my friend lent me. This is actually my friend's copy, and she gave this to me back in like January or February, so I'd been hanging on to this for a while and finally was like, I have to give this back to her, I'll read it. And it was fantastic, and I can't really think of anything bad about it now that about a week has passed, and all I know is that it was amazing. It kept me engaged the whole book. I cried really hard when one of the characters died in here, and if you read it, you know who it was, and it was terrible, but I got through it. And this is definitely a great book. I will be looking for the second one whenever I go to a bookstore, and I will definitely, like, read this. Following the trend of reading books that my friends have lent me, I picked up the selection next because this is my other friend's book that she also gave me probably before I got Across the Universe. So I've been kind of being mean to my friends and hanging on to their books longer than necessary, but finally read this. Actually, it's a funny story because I stayed home from school one day because they were doing testing for the grade above me, and no one we didn't do anything that day, so I stayed home. And I read this in like a 5-hour period, and this was absolutely fantastic. Afterwards, I looked up the casting for the TV series though, and I was totally disappointed. Did anybody else get upset about that, or am I just being picky? But I really want to get the novella that came out like a couple days ago, like March 5th, I think, and the second one in April. This is going to be a great series, I can tell. The only thing I disliked about it was that it ended so abruptly. Like, if you've read this or you've heard about it, you know it's about a whole selection thing where there's 35 girls and they have to be selected by the prince to become the new queen. And it ends when there's still 6 of them, which is extremely weird. And you would think that they would like end the competition before ending the book, but it ended so oddly, and I don't know, if you've read it, whenever Aspen comes back, and it's not even a love triangle yet, which is what scares me. There's gonna be a huge camaraderie in the second one. I don't know. I'm just excited. You should read this and get in on the action if you haven't already. The day after that, I finally picked up Anna and the French Kiss. I've heard fantastic things about this, and I was just really excited to read it, and like the title kind of like gives away it's gonna be romantic, and I expected a lot more romance than it actually was. It's really contemporary and it's actually amazing. I thought it was gonna be sappy and like lovey-dovey, but it really wasn't, and it was still great. The only thing that I didn't enjoy was that it got kind of unrealistic toward the end, and so that kind of deteriorated its rating for me and only got a 4-star out of 5 for me. So, sorry, Stephany Perkins. Now, I can't remember if I've read this before or after Anna and the French Kiss, but I also had picked up Requiem the day before it came out. It came early in the mail and I was freaking out. And I read that and, oh, fantastic ending. However, I must say, it was really slow. It was in Hannah's perspective along with Lena's, and Hannah, I don't even know why she did that, but no, Hannah was just a bump on a log. Every chapter, there was probably only one time when I felt her perspective actually benefit the story, and it was just so boring until she got to like 300 pages in. It was kind of boring where you could still read it and be engaged, but you just were like, ugh. So it wasn't a, like, put it down because you're so bored. And also, it didn't, like I said, it didn't pick up until about 300 pages when they finally got into some action, but that redeemed itself because I think it ended very well. I was so happy with how it ended, and Team Alex, so that was great. And lastly, just throwing this out there, I know it may or may not matter, but for this lovely little thing called school, we're reading Lord of the Flies right now, and I believe we're only on chapter 3. Yes, we just finished reading chapter 3, and I'm not the biggest fan of books that have pubescent characters because they're kind of immature, to say the least, and it just isn't, it's not really something that holds my attention, but it's for school, like, I don't know. I'm one of those people that doesn't enjoy the books we read for school, other than Anthem by Ayn Rand. That's my favorite classic ever. I need to buy it for my bookshelf. Goodbye, guys.